Hey guys, Clubwolf here, and today I'm doing a reveal for a Weekend in Heartsville Easter egg, as well as 60-second parkour Easter egg, and I'm doing this because I have another map coming out soon, and I think it's been long enough to show you guys all the Easter eggs in the two maps, and there's only one Easter egg in 60-second parkour. There's a few Easter eggs in this one, but it's mainly that they're hard to find, and not really that they're less complicated. They're pretty complicated, but they're kind of hard to find at the same time, but there's not as many of them. Anyway, so here we are in Heartsville, and this is a lovely town. The first Easter egg is like so, and you probably already noticed, but this is actually a heart-shaped house, the Lovegood house. And I purposefully made it a heart shape just because it's Valentine's Day. That one is a mini Easter egg, but not too important. So second off, we have this house over here. This is a part of the major Easter egg, but also it's a minor Easter egg. If you look at the house, this is Mr. Weston's house. So you can go inside the house, and inside the house, it's actually unlocked from the beginning. All the houses are locked. There's going to be, if you go over here, there's barrier blocks in front of the door, so you can't get inside unless it's the right time. But this house is the one house that does not have the barrier blocks, and you can actually go inside it, and that's one part of the Easter egg. And I intended for this to be a big part of the map, like a big section, but I wanted to get the map out by February 14th, and after the latest 15th is what it turned out to be. I didn't get it out till February 15th. But anyway, this was supposed to be a big part of the map, but I decided not to because it would make the story a little, pretty much way longer for me to make, because it would have had to include one more day, which took me at least 5 or 6 hours alone just to create one day. Anyway, so if you push this button, it pulls this up like so, and I never cared to hide this because the command block, because it wasn't really a part of the map. Anyway, so this closes the door, and I thought this was the coolest moving door in the map. I just love that. I'm sorry, I just love that. Anyway, so and if you go down here, my head's on the floor. This room is pretty bare. It has some weird stuff here. You may get confused. What happened here, and this is just a developer's Easter egg, but I was planning to use this this is in Mr. Weston's basement. It's supposed to be like a map of the town, like a hologram map. And if you click this, it deletes it all and puts it back, but everything gets screwed up like so because they updated the game. So when you give a villager entity data of no AI, they don't levitate anymore, they just don't move. And these are all villagers with blocks on their head, because if you do a armor stand with a block on their head and you put them inside a block, their block turns black on their head. So I used villagers instead, and they just didn't work anymore. Anyway, so, and you were able to do this and inspect the map, and you could see the map, and it looked really cool. But anyway, so I'm going to go back into the game mode 1. Anyway, so over here we have this, and it says, you found an Easter egg. This is a broken map due to Minecraft 1.9 villager gravity issues. If you see this post, villagers are messed up. To show that you found the Easter egg. Yeah, I meant to say villagers. I messed up in the chat if you find the Easter egg, just so that I can know if you found the Easter egg. But most people didn't find this Easter egg, and those that did typically didn't find this button in the bottom either, which was kind of surprising. They didn't inspect it. Anyway, so the second Easter egg has to do, and this is the Easter egg. This is the biggest Easter egg of the map, and it has to do with you and your grandma and your family. So anyway, so this Easter egg is the biggest Easter egg, and it's the last Easter egg. So you come into the garage, and you get the old fishing rod, and it said this belonged to Grandpa. And you also say, I miss him. So what happened a couple of years ago, or maybe a couple months ago, it was never specified in the story, but apparently your grandpa died. So as a result, your grandmother moved out of the house. Now, that may sound a bit far-fetched, but that is legitimately how the story goes. You go into this if you go into the command blocks, I'm just going into the command blocks so I can get to one of the endings. Let me see, choice 3. I think this is it. Let me go down here. Time set 1,000. Title, teleport. Here we go. So I'm going to teleport myself here, and I'll set my time set 1,000. And this was one of the more obscure Easter eggs, because for the other two where it gives you the journal so people would read it, but they never checked this chest right here, which has home origins, which is where I typed it up myself. So it says journal entry. This is the house of my grandparents, handed down to my parents. So your grandparents gave it to your parents. It was built by Grandpa. He always wanted to paint it yellow. but Grandma insisted it be her favorite color, green. After he died in an explosion, I don't know why I typed explosion. I want to kill myself right now. No, I'm just kidding, guys, but I have no idea why I typed explosion, but he died. Grandma could probably because I figured explosion is the best way to go with this next thing. Anyway, so Grandma couldn't stand to live here anymore. She gave the house to my parents. Now I stay here on vacations. So this book tells you that the grandma gave the house away once Grandpa died. And assumingly she moved to Heartsville, which is where the map takes place. Now, the second assumption you can make, which literally ties this entire map, all of the Easter egg together, and this was simple in my mind, but it was probably very complex, is just one word. He always wanted to paint it yellow. So if you go around this house and you are able to move out of the chair, just take a look at this house. You have a flat screen TV, you have this, you have this, you have this. Does this look familiar to you? Does this look familiar? Let me give you a hint. Let's go here, and let's look at this house right here. We go here, we have the flower, go upstairs, you have the flat screen TV, and this probably, I would hope, is where your mind is just like, oh, yes, this is Mr. Weston is your grandpa. He faked his death, and that's why I probably put explosion, because it's easy to fake your death in an explosion, but he faked his death and moved to Heartsville and had his house made exactly like the house that he built, because he built this house. And sometime in the story it also says he was one of the founders of Heartsville, or someone that's been here a while, when it refers to Weston, I believe, somewhere in the story. I'm not going to find the exact reference because that will take me a while. Anyway, so he moved here, built the house that he built for his grandma again, but painted it yellow. Now, I did not specify, I did not explain, there's no explanation as to why he did so. You can't find that in the map, and I'm not going to tell you it because I honestly don't know, but that is just how the story goes. You gotta ask Mr. Weston himself, but right now he's clearly out of the house. Anyway, so Mr. Weston is your grandpa that apparently died in an explosion. That is the biggest Easter egg of this entire thing, and they live just a couple blocks down from each other, and Grandma does not even know. Anyway, so I thought that would be a cool little twist. I added that in. I thought of that and added that in towards the end of making the map, basically. It was like halfway through when I added the character of Mr. Weston, and I added the fishing scene. Then I was like, and then I put the this belongs to Grandpa, and I was like, that's what I should do. So all I did was make the book to make it connection, and yeah, so that's the Easter eggs of A Weekend in Heartsville. Another Easter egg is if you fly over here and you fly really far, and this is probably why the map is such a high download, like for data wise, is just because this tunnel I built, which I plan to make the car literally drive, like move through a tunnel and down here, but there was a huge hill in the way and it made this huge tunnel and this huge ramp, and I decided whatever. So this is where the map begins with your grandma and the cool little car, and I built it so it looked like you were on a full road, but it's actually just broken up. This is kind of an Easter egg anyway, so I was going to plan on making it move down the ramp, but I didn't want to because that would take too long. It would make the game kind of weird. Anyway, so that's it for this. Here you go, dear. I know you love your milk and cookies. Anyway, I broke the map earlier when I was trying to do stuff. Anyway, so now we're going to move into 60-second parkour, and I'm going to show you the Easter egg there. Okay, guys, so here we are on 60-second parkour, and I'm just playing through the credits because I started the map before and just played around with it and whatnot, so I just drank a bunch of the skip levels to get to the end real quick so I could show you guys all this because I didn't want the game to be running. Yeah, blah, 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 credits, whatever. These things take forever. There we go. Okay, so now I think... Okay, anyway, but yeah, so here we are in 60-second parkour, and here is the Easter eggs. So the one that I find people don't find as often are these two. This one people find a lot. So these give you a hint as to what level they're in. This I had to make wood because I didn't want to make it because this gives you a hint as to that it's in sandstone because that's why I made it light wood. It's kind of an obscure example, but the issue being when you make it so the switch can only be placed on certain blocks. If I made it sandstone, somebody might accidentally place it on on the wrong place, on the wrong block. So yeah, and also a fun fact, if you're not playing this map, you can walk around wherever you want. Anyway, so this one people always miss. Look at this. Do you see it? Do you see it? Oh, now you do. It's right here. And you can just stand here and reach it, actually. Right here. Easter egg number 1. So that's Easter egg lever number 1. The second one was a block of lapis lazuli, which gives you the hint it's in this map. And this one is actually, I think, harder to spot, but it's a lot easier. In a way, it's easier to spot. You see this hole right here? Look in the hole. There's a switch right here. I don't think anybody found that one. People only found like 2. I don't think anybody found 3. The best was 2. And then this is the last one. The hint was the quartz, and you just go here. There's the third lever. So now I'm going to fly back, and we're going to do the bonus level, because I don't think anybody has ever done the bonus level in a recording-wise. I don't know about you guys that played the map, like legit. But there's the bonus level, and I made it kind of quickly, I will have to admit. Anyway, there we go. And it opens up this side room. And just when you thought the map was over, we got some more rage. This one is fun. And I don't think it exactly works with... Oh, is that it? That's interesting. Anyway, so I guess it doesn't technically work. Anyway, but point being, either way. Oh, I don't think I ever... That is crazy. Anyway, so that's like a serious Easter egg. I don't think I ever actually programmed that level in. Maybe that's why nobody ever recorded it. But point being, I never programmed it in, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to set my spawn point here, and we're actually going to play it anyway. There we go. Okay, game mode 2. And we're going to actually try and beat this. There we go. Yeah, the level works. It's just I never programmed in the, I never programmed it to teleport. Oi! Oh gosh, this is rage. I never actually did a gameplay of this map. I don't do gameplays of my maps. It's weird. But I don't think that's a thing. This is rage. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna let this nausea effect wear off. You pretty much have 3 seconds before the nausea affects you, but this is probably the trolliest level. Okay. Okay, I made it. Now I'm just gonna let the nausea wear off. Okay. No! Oh gosh. I kind of do suck at parkour. We're going to go into game mode 1, just to show. But all you have to do is just jump over here, blah, 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 blah. And then you climb up the ladder, and you go down here, and you got to do a insane, yes, this is a dropper. Oh, and there's a pressure plate down at the bottom that you activate. And it says, that's all for this map. Thanks for playing, and I hope you had fun time. There may be another map in the future. Catch you all later. So yes, there may be another map in the future. Anyway, so that was all I wanted to show you guys this video. My other maps don't have Easter eggs as much as you people want to believe there's Easter eggs in ones like the Christmas accident. That one doesn't actually have an Easter egg at all. And I'll probably be doing 90-second parkour in the near future, maybe, if you guys want that. But it'd be a little bit different than 60-second parkour. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.